Greetings, I'm the Vane and welcome back to my Let's Play of Avernum. This is the original and not the remake. If you remember from last time, we had done a lot of waffling about character, created what we were doing and entered Avernum. After being thrown there, after committing a crime against the Empire and the cruel Emperor Hawthorne. We spoke to a nice welcoming guy who said that we could get supplies and information nearby. Given the earliness of this game, there isn't which is quite odd, there isn't actually a journal or something to record quests. That would come in later installments of this franchise because it's so damn useful. Until then, basically, you're running off memory or the few bits that you actually decided to record. So bear with me if we get a bit lost. But for now, let's carry on. We can explore down here. It's not much down here. There's our auto map. And let's just follow the path for now. That's good. Who's in here? Hey. You read the sign, Tour Supplies. Newcomers get their starting equipment here. That's good. So we will go in here. We will open. There you go. Press to it to open the door. Okay, we come in. And an interesting thing is that you can sit down on the chairs. And plus you can also move. So yeah, we'll sit down. It's a bit of extra time, a bit move around, but hey, you know, not going to make much difference. There's stuff on the table, but first let's talk to, well, whoever this is, who's probably Tor. We're in Tor's office, after all. Talking to Tor. There is a tall man sitting behind the counter, wearing bronze armour. Behind him is a large rack of crude stone weapons. And who might you be? Well, sometimes I'll maintain the weapons of the guards. Sometimes I guard travellers going to Silver, but mostly I'll give supplies to newcomers. You can give me supplies. Tor nods, makes some notes on a scroll of crude parchment and hands you several pouches. This is the starting allowance all new arrivals are given to help them get established. We want you to become productive citizens of Avernum as soon as possible. Good luck to you. Now, we didn't start with any gold, but now we've got 200 gold. That's our starting allowance, and it's not going to go that far. We should also have, we look, a bronze longsword, which is a bit more, quite a bit stronger than a stone short sword, and a healing potion. Literally, that's our supplies. That's what we've got to do. That's what we've got to survive on. Till we find out what's going. So we need to look for work and something to do. But of course, we're adventurers, so let's find some adventures at some point. Luckily, there's bound to be a few here, surely, right? Well, let's start with, what is Silver? Silver is the town to the west. You should ask Firl about it. His office is the next building to the south. Interesting. And then we'll go for the last one. Do the weapons need lots of maintenance? He looks back at them with disdain. Pretty crude work, huh? Metal is rare down here. Tools to work it rarer still. And enchanted items? Good luck finding them. And it's, well, we can go with that. I have another question for you, which is back to reset the dialogue. Branch, see if there's anything extra, but there isn't, so we will just leave. Okay, now we've got, like I said, 200 coins. We get a potion, which is identified as a healing potion, and a longsword, which is identified as a bronze longsword. So, interestingly, we can just make a shortcut if we don't want to lose our map. It doesn't matter. We could, for example, the bronze longsword, we could use to replace the short sword. We'll just grab and put over. The annoying thing is that sometimes you click and it double clicks and puts straight back. So that can be a bit annoying, and you probably get used to that as a quirk in the game. But for now, we'll move that. The healing potion can go to Rizala because, well, we wanted to heal. Speaking of which, we may want to heal some of this damage that we've got, but there are other ways, so we'll leave it there for now. And trust me, we're going to need to learn to heal that sooner or later anyway. So we're done with that's pretty much how you do it. It's simple. The ironic thing or saddest we got, there's no listing for your armor class, because it doesn't, or anything like that. It doesn't work that way. Instead, what you get is each bit of armor blocks a bit of damage when it's done. So a longsword does 2 to 20 minus 1, so it can do anything from 1 to 19 points of damage. When you hit someone, and it is when you hit someone, basically you can block. The leather armor blocks 1 to 4 points of damage. The shield blocks 1 to 3 minus 1, so basically 0 to 2. Pants blocks 1 to 1, so basically 1 point of damage. And the sandals blocks 1 to 1, which is basically 1 point of damage. So altogether we can have, well, they're automatics, that's 1, 2, 3. Our lowest it can block is 3, and the highest it can block is 1, 2, 4, 7. So anywhere between 3 to 7 points of damage blocked when we get hits based on this, but it's not added up in any sort of way. So yeah, you're pretty much going to be looking at each individual piece to see whether they're better and stuff like that, and having to do it in your head if you want to do it in your head. Now, see, Melissa has a stone short sword, and we've already got a stone short sword, so we'll just skip her up. Whereas Rosla has a stone dagger. Now, there's no real proficiency. In fact, there's only 2 weapon skills. There's pole weapons and there's melee weapons. So the skill that for using a dagger is exactly the same as the skill for using a short sword or a long sword. So we will pass that down just to check. Because you'll notice, as in the list, this is pretty much how I'm going to want and equip them. So they'll be going down, down, down. You'll find that Mycroft, although he can't carry much, tends to end up with most of the junk, which we'll all want for selling. Yeah. Now another thing, there's some items here. Let's try and get them. Okay, so we'll grab them. Okay. Now, if you look, these are the items. We've got a short sword and a stake. Now, the thing is, they're marked NY and not yours. That means you will be committing a crime and upsetting people if you try to take them. Now, I'm not much of a thief. I don't like thieving in these games, so I tend to leave the not yours, even though there's often quite a few goodies. I mean, for me, it's interesting enough just to find them, but rather to have them. I mean, on easy, I don't have to try and loot everyone and claim it to be an adventurous tax for saving their lives or stupid things like that. But of course, if it doesn't have the not your tag, then yeah, yoink. And trust me, you'll probably might take a little bit longer, bit of work to get what you need if you're not looting everything, but you know, yeah, as they say, it's worth it. So we will move down and let's look in here. I've got some idea who this might be, but let's read the sign anyway. Office of Fail or Fail. New arrivals may receive guidance and reassurance here. Sounds promising. Okay. Come in here. No seats here. Let's talk to Bao. You see a slender, worried-looking man wearing impeccably pressed wizard robes. He stands behind a book-laden desk. And what are you here for? He grimaces. I'm here to help you. Help us? Well, every day or so, our benevolent overlords above hurl a few more souls into the hellish cesspool. Then they come to me, and I tell them just how bad things are here. He chuckles dryly. Normally I'd be cheery, but today I'm just not in the mood. Anyway, I'm here to give information. You give information? Yes. For example, on our lovely neighbours, the Nephilim and the Slivzerikai, or on nearby towns, or on your chances for escape, or how you get supplies, or on the local politics. The Nephilim you've heard of, but there are many of them on the surface, but you've never heard of the Slivzerikai. Okay. The Nephilim, as we know, are basically a race of cat-like beings, whereas, although it says we've never, well, we'll learn when we go, but the Slivzerikai are basically lizard people that are down here. But let's go. What are our chances of escaping Avernum? No chance. None whatsoever. We all stay down here until monsters hunt us down like dogs. Charming. Where can I get supplies? Go see Tor. He'll give you some basic equipment so you aren't totally doomed. Okay. What are the Slivzerikai? Lizard men. Only live below ground. Intelligent, powerful hunters, very magically talented. We've been at war with them for years, and lately things have been at a stalemate. They live to the west. What towns are nearby? Dovno is to the north. It's a farming community ravaged by Nephilim raids. You'd have better luck at Silvar to the west. It's the largest settlement nearby. Help Dovno if you ever can. If it falls, this fort is the next to go. Okay. Who runs things down here? Each town has a mayor. The mayors form a council. The council co-rules with King Micah, lord of our homely little pit. Micah lives in the Great Cave. To get there, go a ways south and a ways west. By the way, the council meets in the castle. It's a place you should know about. What is the castle? It's our pride and joy. We built a real castle of rocks, crude magic and spit. King Micah lives there, orchestrating our desperate defences. You should see it. It's reasonably impressive. It's in the Great Cave to the southwest. There's something else you can help me with. No, there isn't, because that just repeats. Okay. So here we go. Da-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da. Now, there's this door here. Oh, it's locked. Now here's the fun. This door is locked. You can have your strongest character try and bash it down, or you can have your most skilled try and pick the lock. Now, normally we'd have Melissa try and pick the lock, but we don't have any lockpicks. See, picking locks failed. Nobody has a lockpick. So let's try bashing it down. Oops, more damage. Because it's not very good, and we basically rolled, well, 6%. I don't know if that's how much we rolled with a chance to bash it open. But yeah. So bashing basically requires extremely high strength, and also requires that fairly health, because chances are you're going to get battered if you try to bash it. Generally, trying to bash open and pick open locks don't really do anything unless you're already in a combat situation. Apparently, picking up stuff to look at it is a crime, but breaking in isn't. Okay. Welcome to Avernum. You'll notice what's interesting is, as we move around, the line of sights for our party changes. For example, with only Mycroft looking out the window, we can only see this area here out the window. But if we're standing next to the window, we can see all of this field here. And also the same happens with the doors. For an early game, that is actually quite impressive, and it'll become quite important when you're dealing with lights in caves and needing to see, because if you can't see, you only see the squares around you, your party. You don't see anything else. But we'll find more of that later. The other thing we can do, of course, is look, search. Now if we look, we'll see there's all these things here, options. There's the bookcases and a desk. So let's have a rifle through the desk, shall we? In the desk we have pen and ink and a papyrus sheet. Papyrus sheet is worth 10 coins, 1 coin for the pen and ink, but neither of them are ours, so there's no point. We can also look at the bookcases. For example, we search, we don't find anything. We don't find anything. I know from experience that we don't find anything in any of these bookcases. However, sometimes in bookcases you do, and stuff like that, you can. So it's always worth having a look and seeing what. Likewise, it's always worth having if you see items, going to pick them up and seeing what's in the area, because it's quite interesting that in one of the early games they give you a bit of a bonus, because you'll find that the blacksmith has a bar of metal which is quite valuable, and it makes up most of the treasure in this game on an anvil, but it's not tagged, so you can nab it and then sell it back to the blacksmith and he won't complain. Otherwise you have to do all sorts of tricks, because you can take stuff marked as not yours if nobody sees you, and that's the problem. It's usually too much hassle to get to that point. Oh, this looks interesting. Let's have a look around here. Okay, we've got, what's this sign here? You read, surface goods storage, unauthorised Avernites keep out. Well, it doesn't matter if we're unauthorised, surely they'll just let us in, right? Wrong. Doors locked, and we won't bother bashing them open. There's no point. So let's carry on. I mean, I've done this so often that I know the ideal to. Well, I would say an ideal. I have a fairly set way of doing this for the story wise. So yeah, at the moment it's just a case of looking around. It's another door that we can't open yet. Come here. Often it's quite good to just have a look and see what you can find. For example, these are statues, but we don't find anything. See them. Now, this is interesting because this is a gate out. But let's explore the fort before we go out, because you'll notice the map down here, it isn't quite full. That's because in the smaller maps you can walk around the outside of stuff, and it's fun to do that if you're a completist and want to see the entire map, because some of them are quite good, and that's where the secrets often tend to be hidden. So we will explore outside, but first we will do this. We've got steps, we can walk up and talk to the guards, but let's explore. Okay, see what we've got here. Something to pick up, so we will do that, and that's a rock. It does 1 to 8 damage, and it's a thrown missile, so we will equip Melissa with that, because she's our ranged fighter for the moment. I mean, she's just as good at bows as she is with thrown missiles. Clicking to see, you'll notice that Rosala is not very good with thrown missiles. She's better, whereas Mycroft is actually better with thrown missiles than he is with melee weapons. So until we get a ranged weapon for Melissa, she'll be using our thrown missiles, and then we'll give all our stones and stuff to Mycroft in case he runs out of spells, and quite often he will. So yeah, but that'll do for now. We will wander around. Or is it 20 minutes? So wander around, explore. There's some wood there, but it doesn't show up. That's just scenery. Come here. Now there's another gate there. I'm going to leave that for now. We will put that and give that up to Melissa. So that's another weapon, and we know there's a building there to explore. Why would I do it this way? Well, because I want to see where this path goes, and we just want to do that a little bit. I mean, normally when I go past would be when I walk into the portal, just because I can. I find it funny, you know. Come down here. There's another rock to grab. I mean, it might seem pointless, but when you've got nothing, using rocks is probably your best approach here. You will be scavenging everything you can to get what you want, and although it is harder not stealing, I mean, if you've got no aversions to stealing and you're quite capable with it, I mean, you can actually kit yourself quite well with the stuff that's there. But I don't really like playing that sort of game. That's not for me, you know. So have a look in here. In here we've got 2 desks and some shelves. So let's have a look at those. Let's have a look, see what's in desk D. Pen, nothing. Okay, let's have a look in desk F. Nothing. See if there's anything in the bookcases. C, A, B, E. Nope, nothing there. Some empty room. Also notice we've got some books now. Now, the interesting thing is that you can actually move this stuff around. For example, boop, there we go. We've just pushed the barrel out. Push more barrel out, push the thing in, there we go. So you can actually move stuff, and it's a great way to solving puzzles. So remember that later in the game. Now, right now, it's not particularly important, but you never know. Plus, we want to see what's in them. There's nothing in A, nothing in B, nothing in C, nothing in D. Okay. Okay, we'll come up here. Now this is the reason. If we read the sign, it says, you read the sign, visitors chamber, feel free to rest here. Okay, we will. Nice little thing, we'll go in there. There are several comfortable unused beds in this room. You could probably get a few hours of uninterrupted rest here if you wanted. Yes. So we've got a few hours, we're done, we're healed. Okay. Go. Now, so we'll go up here. Carry on up here. Let's have a look. Oh, what's in here? You'll find some empty quarters. You can leave one of your characters here for a while if you want to travel with a smaller party. There are several character storage places in Avernum. You can pick up your stored character in any one of them later. Move on or leave the active character here. Okay, well, I'll show you how this works. We will leave. We got rid of Philip. Yes, we got rid of our fighter. And then we'll move on. And it says, you enter a small apartment where Philip is still waiting for you. Do you take this character back into your party? Yeah, why not? Here we go. He's back in our party. What we want to do is look in the chest, which is empty. And the interesting thing, to show you some playing around with this, is we've got another one right here. So we will leave the active character here again. This time it's Melissa, because I can't be bothered to move them. Okay, we will leave Melissa. We got rid of our rogue. We'll now look to see if there's anything in there. No. Then, you know what? We will look in here. Oh look, you enter a small apartment where Melissa is still waiting for you. Do you take this character back into your party? There we go. Somehow, without noticing, Melissa has managed to travel from one room to the other. Now, that can be quite useful if you've got a weak character and you want to transfer them between places, or if you just want someone to hold more stuff. The downside, of course, is that you can't swap characters. So if there's someone in there and you've got a character in there and you've got a full party, you have to get rid of one before you can get that character. So you won't see much utility out of that, I don't think. It's usually, usually if you go through a walkthrough, you will find create the party, get your just before getting your first character, which is really a special character, which is nearby. In fact, you can just dump the first one and leave them there for the entire game. But like I said, I don't see the point in that. And as we come up to here, way out again. How are we doing? 26. So look at that. This is the Fort Avernum barracks. Let's have a look at it. Ooh, let's have a look. We have. Okay. And now we come in here. We've got a couple of shelves we could look at. Look at some coins. We could have those, but we don't know how many. But we could have those if we wanted, except they're not ours. And there's a cloak. We will open the door. As you can see, it shows we don't have to actually go out, and we can look in here. Now, this is interesting. I am going to save here for no particular reason at all whatsoever. In fact, might need to go to the help menu. Also bring up the instruction by hitting F1. This will take us out. Should be recording this quickly. Got my notifications. Oh no. Get rid of that then. Really don't want to throw that, because apparently, yeah. Let's see if that brings that back up again. Yep, it does. The annoying thing, as always, you do things in Windows and then Windows upgrades and you upgrade the version and lots of stuff gets lost, and it's always annoying if you ask me. So, cancel, because all I really want to do is a quick save. So, I think this is no, let's try that one. I don't think it's actually got a quick save, which is annoying. If it has, I'll look it up. But for now, I will just save. And I know I'm going to be using, pretty soon, I'll be using Let's Play 2, so I'll just save it as that. For now, there we go, save game, Let's Play 2. Normally I just have one save and go with it, called Avernum. But yes, there's a reason for this. Okay, let's go with, let's look in the desk. The desk looks fun. So, ooh, we've found a trap. Do you attempt to disarm it, or do you back away? Your character with the highest tool use skill will attempt to disarm. Let's disarm that trap. Oh, luckily I found it, but there's nothing there that we can use. There's an energy potion, lots of gold coins, and some sheets. that was quite lucky. Let me show you what happens when we miss that, because basically we go boom and it's funny. So it's B, try disarm trap, done it again. One more time, because it's funny. Because normally, and it sounds stupid, because I need to check, but Melissa doesn't have nimble fingers. I don't remember giving her nimble fingers, which means that she's actually better at deactivating traps, and it means that, and also normally you need a slightly higher tool skill to even open that. No, apparently it's being nice and let me to do it. So, and more importantly, it seems that it might be done on a random seed. So probably not going to happen anyway. But yeah, okay, fine, whatever. Nothing important there. There's nothing on the shelf. That is, believe it or not, the captain's quarters. So we'll leave that there. Come out, and I'm going to, where is it? Half an hour. We've got roughly halfway round Fort Avernum. Found quite a bit. Could carry on, but like I said, we've done it there. So I am going to save the game. Now that should have saved it as, well, let's see. Load a save game. That should save it as, there we go, LP 2. And with that, just before we enter whatever this room is here, I am Devane. This has been my Let's Play of Avernum, the original, not the remake Avernum Escape to the Pit. As always, if you like what you see here and etc, etc, then be sure to like, share, subscribe and comment, especially if you, well, let me know if you've got anything to say that might improve your experience of watching this Let's Play.